Well, hello! Welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist, and I'm joined with hubby.
Okay.
And today we are doing lips. Now, I know the timer said noon. It kept switching on me. I don't know why. All fixed, so hopefully we'll start getting people in. Hey, Greg. Hey, Spence. So right now, there's a few things I want to do before I start burning. And that is I have my photo. The camera's right in my face, so I think I'm going to lower it now. There we go. There we go. So I have my reference photo of my lips and my chin. What I want to do is to find, where did my pencil go? There it is. I sharpened my General's charcoal white pencil. And what I'm going to do is where the highest highlights are, I'm going to go ahead and mark those out. That way I don't burn over them and I can see them. Now lips are wrinkly unless you have filler or baby lips. And then those are still wrinkly. And in the middle we have a little shadow, so I want to get that in here. There we go. Get some of this in here. Remember, I can burn around this. I do want to make sure, because it's light here, but it won't be a high highlight, but I do want to mark it out. And our top lip has a little bit of some highlights.
Why are you marking that out?
Just so I don't burn over it. That's the main thing. Hey, David. So because I don't want to have to go back and scratch it out later. If I just mark it out now, then we're good to go. Alrighty. So we'll just put a little bit here. Some of these, like I said, aren't bright white. I'll go back and burn them lighter when I'm blending things. I'm just marking them out so I don't lose the area. Let's see here.
Sheila's here too.
Hey, Sheila. Actually, the shadow is in there. Let's see if I can erase some of this.
And Teresa.
Hey, Teresa. It'll be fine when I go to wipe it off. It'll go away. I just need to make sure I don't confuse myself. Alright, so get those in there. And these aren't, most of this is not bright white. It's just so I don't, it's just a visual cue so that I don't go too dark in those areas. And this will make a difference. Remember, our lips aren't flat and they do have wrinkles in them. Some who wear lipstick or have fillers may not have as wrinkly lips, and depending on age, that also plays a factor. And before I switch this pen out, I have been calling this the Spoon Shader Large, the 23 Large. It's actually extra large. I messed that up. Messed it up. So I think we're going to start with our 18S. And we're going to start on a lower heat setting. I need to switch out my test boards.
Ray's here.
Hey, Ray.
Daryl's here.
Hey, Burl.
Spence is here.
Yeah, got Spence.
Oh, you got Spence.
Got Spence.
Okay.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and start at 2. There we go. I can always bump it up. Now, the top lip hangs down a little bit over the bottom lip, so this tends to be darker. Our highlight tends to hit here and along the top. Darkest shadow being where the crease is for your mouth to open. We won't do any outlining. The only ones who would do maybe outlining are those if they wanted to include the lip liner that they put on with their makeup. So if you don't have lip liner, you don't have outlines. Got my hot coat goo. This one is regular. And I'm already warm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want the heater off?
It's 54. We'll give it, because I'm sure you're a little chilly.
Oh, I'm fine.
Alright, so this is 2. And we are going to start at the top upper lip. And that's the part that's most hanging over. Because if you look, the lips go down and then back out again on profile. They're not a straight down. The only things... Oh, I'm sorry, David. That picture that was on softwood, I told you... Oh, he had to use wood hardener. Oh, boy. Ooh, you shouldn't burn on wood hardener because that has chemicals in it.
What is wood hardener? I mean,
If it has a crack, it's kind of like a wood filler. If it has a crack, or you could put it in there. You can make it out of sawdust and glue. You've got glue in there. I honestly, if the picture means so much to you, I'd switch to a new piece of wood. If you're having that many problems. So I want to make sure I get the line underneath. So I'm going to angle my pen. It's not going flat. I'm actually angling it like this, but going the opposite direction like this. In fact, where did I just put that other piece of wood? So the pen will be touching down. If this is the piece of wood, I'll have it angled like this. Or you'd see it like that. Alrighty. So let's angle it. We don't want a dark line, but in angling it, we're pushing up against the crease and getting it laid in without an outline. And since this is going to be the darker part,
Spence, my ribs are doing better. They're still sore.
and I'm going to use the tip and just draw across so that I get a wider line. And then we're a little darker. In fact, I need to be using this photo. A little darker at the top. And I do have lipstick on, so that will change the tonal value of my lips. Your lips might be a little lighter if you're not wearing makeup. Alrighty. Let's see here, we got all the way up lightly. I'm not going to go too far on that right now. Remember, we can always darken this up, so I'm not going to start off too dark. In fact, it probably will go darker as there's more burn on the wood. Our darkest part on the lips is under the cupid's bow, where our lip pouts. So I'm doing more of just the tip, going across a little angled so that my darker spot is underneath. And like I said, I'll go back and darken that later. Just getting it laid in. And at this point, I would suggest turning your wood so that you're not doing gymnastics to get to the other angle. But I'm going to go ahead and bump down to... Now with this, I need to go with the direction of the wrinkles. So the wrinkles come down. I'm not going to make them very dark. You can always go back and adjust. Always, always.
Ray, I tore something in between my ribs, or maybe cracked my ribs. Me and Val have been really sick since October.
Well,
Yeah.
you October, me
Yeah.
November.
And I had, and my coughing fits were getting so bad that I broke something. So they weren't sure exactly what in the ER, but I think it was probably the connective tissue in between the ribs, the way it hurts, because I've broken my ribs before, and it's just, ribs take a long time to heal, so
But they're getting there.
yeah.
So we do want some of these lines coming down because some of these are prominent wrinkles, and that's what's going to give the lip texture and more realness to it. Now the corners of my lips is where the flesh, actual flesh, well, it's all flesh, where the rest of the skin meets the lips, that's more soft and you don't see a line. So we're going to make sure there isn't a line. But underneath your lip, because it hangs down, it casts a shadow on your chin. So that's why there's a darker line there. So like I did on the top, I'm going to angle my tip, draw it along the bottom, and I have not adjusted my heat. This is all at 2.5. And then we also need to get this area as well. We've got a bit of wrinkle going up at this angle, so we want to keep that. And we got our poutiness going on, so I'm going to quickly get that in. And that's smoother looking, so I don't want to have wrinkle lines. Thing is I do need to start erasing the graphite. I need a little piece to get in there. And since I have marked out with the white, I have a better idea of where things are at. It will wipe off with denatured alcohol, but it tends to stick around at least a little bit, a faint part, with the eraser, and then it just proved me wrong. How fun is that? Now, in the beginning of the portrait, I said that I was really liking the basswood. As I've been doing it more, not so much. The graphite's harder to remove off of basswood, even though it is graphite. So if you're having that problem, and you've been going with a light hand, then it's the wood and not you. More likely, the wood. Alright.
Ray, what's COPD?
What? Oh, it's a lung disease.
Oh, okay.
Chronic something pulmonary disease.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Spence, I love that book. I might actually redo it, because the last time that I went through that book, I was like, I don't know, 11 or 12.
What book's that?
Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain.
Oh.
It blew my mind then, and I've referred back to it over the years many times, but I haven't taken the full course that's in the book again since then. And I think hubris says that I've learned everything from the book, but I have to be real about it. It probably would be beneficial if I did it again. So I'm probably gonna go through the book and do the exercises again, just to see where I'm at and see where else I can improve. So
now my mouth line was a little off, so what I'm doing is lightly fixing that. I don't want to sand if I don't have to.
So David said that the wood hardener is predominantly on the back of the piece to strengthen the fibers of the wood.
Okay. So he's not burning over it.
And he's also wearing a mask.
I don't remember what burner you have, but it can mess up your tips as well. So just be aware of it. I mean, I know you've put a lot of work into it, but sometimes it's just not the right piece of wood. And trying a different piece will get you what you want, where you've been fighting a lot with this piece. So I'm going to guess you've enjoyed it less. Let's get this a little darker. Sometimes certain woods are just not right for burning. It's one thing if you're doing carving and you're using burning as an accent for feathers or shadows underneath an area to make it look more 3D. That's one thing, but soft woods for flat work don't tend to be the best choice. Alright, now I'm trying, even though there's not everything is wrinkles, I'm trying to draw down from my lips in the direction the wrinkles go.
David has to go.
Bye, David.
Teresa's been using the Tombow sand eraser, and it's working fairly well for fixing on the basswood.
The only reason, I've been using sandpaper, regular sandpaper. The only reason I'm not is using my Tombow is because it's a little rougher than the sandpaper I'm using. If it's working, and it's not marring your wood up too much, then go for it. Go for it. So this is a little darker where the two lips meet, and I gotta be careful with my burner tip and know where it is when I put it up to my face. Alright, so let's get that in there. Remember, again, we're gonna be dark, and I'm just laying my road map out. That's really what it is a road map. This is more up and down. So let's get that in there. And these wrinkles are a little more prominent, so we do want those in there. They give life to the lips, so we need them. The other side, and it'll start feeling more real as you put more stuff in, because right now it's the hot mess ugly stage. In fact, the whole burning is I need to smooth out my keek here and finish burning my keek. Things will go darker. Alright, I am going to go ahead and turn my wood to work on this side, so hopefully dun.
It's chronic obstructive pulmonary.
There we go. Chronic obstructive
from smoking.
Alrighty.
Teresa is using sandpaper also.
Well, I'm also working on Jonathan's portrait, and I would say both woods have their good and bad points. Bark is easier to fix. It takes higher heat to get a darker burn. The basswood takes less heat, a lower heat setting, and is harder to fix. So it really depends on your project and the look you want. So we're going to draw up because the pout goes up. Use the end edge of the pen here. The tip, I mean. Gotta thicken my line a little bit. I chose to go thinner on my outline just to have wiggle room. I'm trying not to burn over graphite. See, am I still on camera? No. The camera is down here, and I'm up here. Whoops.
Ray, I've been working on a project that I have been
A couple years
on, and I kind of stalled on it for a while, but it's a series of planets and acrylics, and I'm working on Saturn right now, and so I'm working on a study, and I'm working on the main piece at the same time, and so that's what I've been working on. I'm supposed to be working on the self-portrait too, and I'm really behind.
And like he's your self-portrait.
What's that?
And like he's your inner self-portrait.
No, she's not. Yeah, she's my self-portrait.
No, you don't get to claim that.
So I guess I gotta get caught up on that, but yeah. So I've been working on that.
Let's tap in some darks. I don't want a straight line.
When we did Sunday painting.
Did you put a...
No, but the Sunday before that I did, and I'm gonna update the Instagram again with progress on Saturn. So if you follow us on Instagram, I'll be putting progress stuff up there on our profile on Heavenly Legends. So that'll be there.
Alright, since I erased, make sure I don't lose my Cupid bow. Make sure I get it in there.
Teresa says it sure does burn darker. Keep trying for a lighter touch.
What is her basswood?
Yeah.
Lower the heat. Like this is at 2, and I'm moving quickly. I'm having the pen move when I'm touching down. And that's helping. darker area. Get it in there. This is also smoother here. He's gonna put that in there. Yeah. Hopefully I won't have to readjust the camera. I'm still kind of angled the way I need to be. So this line actually comes down right about there instead of going all the way. And I know, like, Burrow likes to have, he has an app for a comparison of a reference photo to her burning, but for me, it's easier to be able to put this piece of paper right next to what I'm doing. And it's also lightweight, so it's not hurting my hand trying to hold it up. I used to use my phone, but... Alright, so let's start putting in some darker details. I think I'm going to go ahead and switch over to ball tip. I want ball tip. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the medium ball tip. Hopefully I just grabbed the right one. I didn't. I grabbed the small. Alrighty, squeaking out. I also use the 2B on my cheeks as well. It seemed to burn just a little bit different. There we go. Alrighty. Now the ball tip may require more heat because there's more metal and it's thicker in one area, the tip. And remember how last week I couldn't find my Vanish 4-in-1 box?
Yes.
It was up there. But I ordered 4 new erasers. So these are my favorite erasers. These are the big ones that you see me use the most on camera. And you can cut them down. That's what this one is. That's what this one is. That's what this one is. So I got all different shapes. Excuse me. Alright. So I am still at the 2. Let's see how it looks. Tucking down. Let's get some of those darks in there. The darks are what's going to make the difference. And see, I'm a little low on... Remember, things are curved, so that might be a little hard to just follow your shapes. Alright, let's picking up my lips. And I'm going in circles, but this is also kind of giving me the texture of a lip, too. Going up and down in circles. It's kind of... Yeah. Got my...
Spence says, "Wait, we could have just done an inner self portrait."
No,
Yeah,
I just no.
I'm with
Don't,
Spence.
no.
And I'm doing it now.
No.
Oh, it's done.
No, you tried that last week.
I know.
Right.
Teresa has a question. Well, Ray, it's Heavenly Legends Studios, right?
On Instagram, is on Instagram. All our social media is down at the bottom in the description.
Oh,
It's Heavenly Legends Art, I believe.
okay, and that's
I don't remember. It's been.
that's an amalgam of our 2 studios. Because I used to paint under Legend Studios, and you painted under Heavenly Val, right? Huh?
No, Celtic Art.
Celtic Art.
It was a name that I liked, so we went with it.
Okay. So anyway, but that's both of us. So, and then Teresa's question, she says that she's bought a sander finally. How long do you sand with each paper, or is it just to the smoothness testing it? I think she means with it.
Yeah,
200, 400.
220, 320,
Yeah.
400. Really until I feel like the whole thing's smooth after I've raised the grain, because you can sand too much. So it's really gets to the smoothness. I tend to use the 220 the longest. And then time lowers as I go. I'm definitely going to need a lot more darks. These. See, these are lighter areas. But don't outline. So you get this in here. This will help. And follow the curves. Your lips are curvy. And these shadows in the middle of the highlight are what really give the bottom lip that feeling of glossiness, because that's what we're trying to go for. So definitely going to try to get those in there. So this is telling me I'm looking at the wrong. There we go. So what I'm seeing is I can go darker. Okay, now I'm really warm.
I'll shut it off.
Thank you. Are you cold?
No, I'm not too.
Okay. I gotta get my... There we go. Gotta get the shape. And I'm about to bump up the heat a little bit. And so you can see in the sepia that my top lip is definitely darker than my bottom lip. So I can go darker with the top. That way I can darken this area, and that'll make the glossiness pop more. And this is, when I'm talking about balancing, that's what I'm talking about, is seeing areas that could go darker, and in making those darker, it balances out my lights. So we're going to go darker. Then I think I'm going to bump the heat up more, because I do want, looking at the color of my lips, tonal wise in relation to my face, the tone of my lips are going to be closer, shadow wise, tonal wise, to the darker shadows around my eyes. So that's how much I need to build it up. Let's see here. So we can go darker. So right now I'm not going to worry about if it looks a little outlined, because it is going darker. It's not going to go as dark as my nostrils, but it definitely needs to go darker. So let's see if we can get there during the live. So that top area that I'm below right now is going to be lighter, and it shows me how much darker I need to go. Alright, we may actually switch. Let's see here. The shape is a little off. Let's see here. Where is my cupid bow? It's down here. Alright.
Did I tell you Barbara's here?
Hey, Barbara. No,
Sorry.
I didn't tell you Barbara was here. Sorry, I'm having to bend down so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to have to clean that up. We're going to go ahead, I think, and switch back. Bump up the heat to 2.5 on the 18S. Take a sippy sip. And smooth out some of this stuff. Alrighty. Here we go. This will also help me darken quicker. So I know I need to be around the tonal value of the shadows near my eyes. Let's try to get there. This is smoothing it out a bit. Let's see here. I've done a little. And what I'm looking at is where my point should be. Yay! Get the sand. That was being sarcastic.
Oh.
That was being sarcastic. Because I see that the point needs to go over here. Alright, we're going to tilt the board. Shift the board. There we go. Bring me down. Whee! Sugar kicking in.
Mm-hmm. Teresa is good. She'll be right back. She's got to get coffee.
Let's see here. Put me here so I can look up. Alrighty. So I decided it's right about there. That's a little dark, but the line is darker. So we're going to go with it. It's going to make me burn a little more fearlessly. Because I've been just as nervous and whatnot working on my own. I burned you, and I felt fine about it. Though, looking at it now, I could go, that's off. I look like the Joker.
Mm-mm. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Oh, my God.
Then again, how would I know? I don't
Chat
like
color. No.
it's a little too dark. I'll leave it for now, but yes, it does look like the Joker. He sees it. Oh, you know what we forgot to do?
No.
And I probably should have done this.
No.
Everybody close your eyes. Even if you're watching now or on the replay, close the eyes.
Yes.
Don't you go to sleep.
Close
your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Close.
Mm-hmm.
Deep breath. And let it out. I don't give a crap. Shake it off. Alright, let's do this now. Okay. I forgot to do it. Needed to do it. I was getting too serious. Too serious. If I screw it up, life will not end. It will not. Hey!
I don't give a crap.
Wake up.
Oh, that was nice.
That was nice. You're the one who stayed in bed longer this morning.
My back hurt.
Let's bring this.
I'm retired.
Up.
I can do that.
Alright, let's get dark. Let's get in there.
The Bessie Nessie is here.
Hi, Bessie.
That sounds a lot like a Loch Ness reference.
Or she could be named after a wonderful earlier generation loved one.
Greg says,
Soften this.
I find myself paying more attention to details on my face than some of the commissions I have done. It has helped me already.
Oh, good.
Interesting.
And that's what this point is.
And Bessie Nessie says that's some pretty cool art.
Well, thank you very much, Bessie. Alright, let's draw this down. We're going with the direction of the lips. But here, we're kind of smoothed out, so we are going. It looks off right now, but I will fix it. No stressing. And I don't know if I'm telling you that more or me.
I feel like you're telling yourself.
Don't stress. The vortex swarming above my head does not need any more cuss words. It's got a lot. Let's see here. That's dark. This part of the line is dark. So let's blend them together. Okay, so these are lighter areas. They're not straight high highlights. So I'm going to start kind of filling them in. But that also means I need to darken the shadow where the creases are so that that looks lighter. Bring it up. This is what I meant by none of this is bright white. None of it is a high highlight. This gets to go darker. It's not burning smooth. Taking me off. It look like I got a cold sore right now.
Greg says, "Oh, I'm not done yet."
Well, he's been hiding his portrait until we get to that area.
Me too.
That would imply you've been doing your portrait.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. Alright. And as we put more darks in, this is going to start, hopefully, in theory, feeling more real. Right here, I don't like what the wood did. Don't like it. So let's see if I can blend it out. If I can't, I'm going to have to sand. Because I really don't like it. This side is burning better, but we're always fighting with the grain, so.
Robin Short is
Hey,
here.
Robin.
Says, hello, everyone. Beautiful people.
Yes, they are.
Beautiful picture. Sorry.
Oh.
So I said beautiful, and then I just went all Marilyn Manson.
Yes, you did.
Beautiful people.
I don't want to know what that was for.
That was the song.
Oh, I don't remember that part.
Oh, I'll play it for you later.
I have the song, I'm sure.
I'm sure you do. Teresa says, I'm not done either, following along, struggling a bit with the shading on cheeks and double chin. LOL.
Oh, we haven't gotten to the chin yet.
And Greg says,
I struggled with the nose, and I'll tell you what, for a little while, it looked like a different body part that is not on my body.
And you know what? And that's...
I'm going to leave it at that.
And
I'm going to be good. Even though I could say the anatomically correct body part.
I feel like you're just going to blurt it out anyway.
Penis!
There it is.
Sorry.
That's what I was waiting for.
You made
Anybody
me do
with
it.
headphones on,
Sorry.
I apologize
Sorry.
for Valarie.
It did.
And she was really upset about this. She was like, my nose, it looks like a penis. And then, like, no, it doesn't. It does. And then I was in trouble. She's like,
you knew.
See it, don't you? You see it.
Because you did.
And I was like, no, I don't.
You're looking for a pen right now. You saw it. You just didn't want to tell
Anyway,
me.
she was impossible for like a day. So.
And then I sanded it. And I still need to, I think, work on it a little bit more. And it doesn't, I feel better that it doesn't look like that currently.
Barb says, I finally got to the city and got a sheet of Baltic birch. So now heading
Awesome.
to have a piece cut and transfer my pattern.
Awesome.
And chat is reacting to your nose.
I'm sorry. That's how it came out.
I think it's funny.
Unless Greg is saying ouch because I said I burned it.
I don't know.
I embarrassed you and Troy, though. Remember what I told you while you were playing the video game with the
It
gland?
was out of context.
Which is why I told you. It was fun for me.
Yeah.
It's dark in this line.
Greg says just circumcise it.
Well, I did with sandpaper. That is, and this is why I marked it for not for children. Even though I'm just talking anatomically correct body parts. Though I probably shouldn't have shouted it in case any mom has me running. Oops, sorry, Mom. Never been one to back down on saying body parts.
No? Really?
Because they're body parts.
Greg says had headphones on. Ouch.
Sorry. I just couldn't hold it in anymore. You taunted me.
I did not.
You taunted me.
I just predicted what
I
happened.
I was thinking of all creative ways to describe it, and then you taunted me.
It was coming anyway.
It wasn't.
It
I had
was.
no plans.
It was. No, I'm sure you did have plans. I just
I
saw
had
it
no
happening.
Alright. So right now it's looking outline, but what I'm doing is putting in where the darks are so I can blend around them. It's a little rougher than I want. I may have to take sandpaper to it. Yeah, it's definitely rougher than I want. I probably just got a thumbs down. But I'm not ashamed to say it. It is a body part that half the population has. So you can imagine the sex talks in high school with my sons. Wasn't shy about it. I'm going to tell an embarrassing story. I remember when Superbad came out, and my boys were under 17. So I was like, nope, you can't see it. Well, they bugged and bugged and bugged. I think Cole might have been 13 and Jesse was 15, I think, when the movie came out. Maybe a little older. And they bugged me, and they bugged me, and they bugged me. And I said, okay, fine, you can watch it, but I have to watch it with you. Needless to say, I ruined the movie because every time something came up, I had to pause the movie and explain it to them. I don't think they've watched the movie since.
Why did you have to?
Why? Because I wanted to ensure they had correct information. And I tell you what, we had 0 teenage pregnancy in our household. 0. Because I felt it was very important to make sure they had right information.
Yeah, you could have watched the movie and then gone back and watched it again.
I had watched the movie. I already knew what was in the movie.
Or you could have had like an informational briefing before the movie so that they didn't have to stop. Because I'm sure they're like, Mom, stop it.
They
Stop
were.
pausing the movie.
And after a while, they just were. They're like, whatever. It's just a movie. Now, I don't know if they've seen it since. And now they're 25 and 27. So one of them has 2 kids. I think he's figured out what has caused our grandkids. So I don't feel like I need to discuss it with them any further. But I can. There was no way I was going to let my boys have the wrong information. Just like I did not let your girls have the wrong information. If you're old enough to do it, you're old enough to talk about it. So I'm guessing some parents would not have liked me as a health teacher.
Teresa says, my Optima still produces heat when it's turned all the way down. Is that normal or would it need adjustment?
It sounds like you might need adjustment.
Robin says she hated it when South Park came out and her boys bugged her to watch it.
My boys, yeah, they didn't watch South Park. Now, that's not completely true because whenever they went over to one of their grandfather's house when I had to go to school, I know they got to watch it once a week because he left them. I wasn't happy about it, but it was already too late. They'd already watched it. What are you going to do? What you going to do? I did ask him if there was anything we needed to discuss, though. And that answer was always, no! But I tell you what, they'll talk to me now about stuff. So, I must have done something right. And this is completely away from lips, but we got started with the other thing, and this is where we ended up. Oops. Alrighty, let's see here. I would still continue to work on the lips, but I think I've got them blocked in enough that we're going to bump down to the chin and get some of that filled in. So looking at the chin, we have the indent that goes under, and then we have a little boop that comes out, and however yours comes out. So we've got a darker under the lip because the lip is casting a shadow. And the same with my smile. Some of the skin indents and come because we're still dealing with muscle and we're still dealing with bone. So however the in blood and everything that goes in the body, we're dealing with that. So we have to pay attention. I'm going to bump down to 2. I'm just going to move my tip slower to get the shadow in right here. And we got some shadow here. I do have a double cune showing, so it got to go in too. Alright, so I'm going to touch down in a darker area. Pull some of the heat from my tip. And then I'm going to go underneath. I could actually use the large spoon shader for here. It's big enough area. And just trying not as much as possible to go over the graphite because I don't want to burn it into the wood. It makes it harder to clean off. So let's get this shape in here. It goes up a little bit. And we're going to take the eraser. We may actually pull out the denatured alcohol.
Okay.
Because I don't see any shadow that I need to keep, or any graphite lines that I need to keep around, because I'll be looking at my reference, hopefully get it right. And then that way you can see how quickly it dries on screen. I don't have. Can I have a blue paper towel, please? Pretty, please.
And just one?
Yeah, I just need one because what I'm going to do, what I always do, is I take my paper towel. This is just a shop paper towel. Is I fold it in half and rip. And then I'm not using as much paper towel at one sitting. And I got the other half to go back to you later.
Kathy Whitney says amazing, but then I'm not surprised. You always have done beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Kathy. Not exactly true. I don't always do. So this is my denatured alcohol. I need to fill my jar back up. And I'm going to, I'm going to take my paper towel and I'm going to fold it, and then I'm going to fold it, and then I'm going to fold it. I'm just going to dip this corner, and that'll wet a lot of the paper towel. So here, you're just going to tap it in there. Let it soak up. I don't need too much on the towel. And because I'm not using, I thought about getting I know I've got to have one, a hand lotion pump bottle that I could just do a couple of squirts. But I need to find out what the alcohol will do to the plastic. Alrighty, so doing that, I've got several areas that I can use that are small enough to wipe. And see, in doing this, we now see about how dark the burning would be once the wood is sealed. So that shows us how much darker we need to go on our lights. Help clean off the board. I don't want to go into my hair because I need those graphite lines for now. There we go. And you'll see it dry off. I do not touch down with your hot pen until the wood is dry, which it dries very quickly. The denatured alcohol is flammable in its vapor form and liquid. So as long as we let it dry, we're good. Sugar. Come on, dry. Dry face, dry. And we can see that the wood will look much better when it's sealed as well. Just a little bit more. And then we'll pop down to the chin. See, it's a little, the color's off on my screen. Is the color off on the tablet?
I don't think so. It looks right.
It looks a little too orangey for me. Dry, baby, dry. Alright. Feels good.
Huh. And you did that because there was a little darker area.
When I move my hand, automatically adjusts the light.
Okay, because it went away.
What went away?
The color.
The color went away. Oh, it may have been because... Oh, it could have been because of my hand or the paper towel I had on screen. Alrighty. We are dry. So now... Go darker. Bring it up. I do have highlights at the base of... Yeah, see this? I could use the sphere shader. Or I'm sorry, the...
I guess Greg sometimes uses a Q-tip with denatured alcohol for doing more refined areas.
Sure. Yep, that would work too.
It threw me off because it auto-corrected on Greg.
Yeah.
And it said a Q-tip with dentured. And I was like, what?
Yeah. We are.
What does dentures have to do with the...
denatured alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With burning. And why would you use a Q-tip?
Alright, I am switching over to the extra large.
Why?
Why? Alrighty. I'll just get a smoother burn for what I'm doing with this particular pen. Let's see here. Get my face. There we go. Got my face. This does a softer burn, so I can get my kin stuff in. I could also use this on the lips where I want it smoother. There's going to be a lot more work done on the lips. And hopefully tomorrow I will have the rest of the cheek video up, the nose. You'll get to see the body part. And now when you look at it, that's all you'll see until I fix it. So maybe I shouldn't have told you. Because that's all you're going to see now. Alrighty.
Oh, Greg says no autocorrect, just typing too fast.
Oh.
Oh, okay, I see.
Alright, let's get some of these shapes in here so that my face starts looking right, because it's throwing me off. I got that a little too rounded. So let's straighten it out a little bit.
Looks really nice. With the because it's a burning, and so you have that monochromatic burn. You know, it's sepia and and then the cream of the wood. I
do like the color of the wood.
It makes it look like a Da Vinci sketch. It's fancy.
Fancy. Right now I'm trying to smooth the burning.
That's actually a really good point to note that it is very similar to Sanguine in the finished product, but it's smoother. So
hopefully. Hopefully it's smoother. Okay, so what's going to throw me off is we have some shading above the lip. I think I need to get that in there. What?
Great. He's I think his autocorrect or his typing's messing with him.
Oh.
It says no detours yet. He says dentures. I'm done.
Oh, so it went from dentures to
detours. Detours, yes. That's a French word.
Detours. Alright.
Detours. It's a French word for you must go around, huh?
Let's draw this down. I'm trying to get this more balanced so that by the time the live ends, it doesn't look so crazy.
We're coming up on noon.
Already?
Mm-hmm. You ready for some fried rice?
Yeah.
And some egg rolls?
Yeah.
That's what I get credit for. And okay, I'm going to submit that. Instead of the self-portrait,
nope.
I'm going to submit my egg rolls and
they
fried
can't
rice.
eat the egg rolls and fried rice.
I can see pictures of them.
That's not fair. That's mean. That's mean.
They're still good, though.
But they can't have it.
I learned how to make egg rolls a while back, and I'm still refining my...
Well, you learn you can cook
process
all together.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I don't gotta cook, so that makes me happy. That makes me happy. See, I'm kind of moving off, and I'm going over here to the cheek, and that's because I see something, so I'm trying to blend it out. I'm moving. It's hard for me to stay focused in one area, but now I have to see, did I just make this area too dark? And the best way to do that is to make a towel and wipe. Let's see. My paper towel is a little drier now. So I'll just pick another spot. Here we go. Hopefully this is wet enough. The hair is going to make the biggest difference on how everything else goes.
It already looks amazing.
I see
right now,
so much wrong with it, but I'm...
Right now, because of the way that the hair is drawn in, it looks like an Olivia.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. So if I just outline the hair, it'd be more...
It'd be like, yeah, like an Olivia piece almost.
But
I know you're not going to do that.
No, I'm not going to do that.
But
maybe we will do a mix of realism and outlines. Kind of like what I did with the World Pyrography Month.
You make your hair like Bernadette's. Make it yarn.
Make it yarn. So let's see here. We've done this in January, and I'm talking because I'm waiting for this to dry. We did this in January, and if we do... since you said I mentioned it, so we might as well.
Do what?
Doing a group project 3 times a year. I think 4 might be a little much for me. We'll see.
Well, you do have a lot on your plate.
I do. I'm about to start getting ready. Actually, continue to get ready for competition. I think I'm going.
Greg says we would miss him if his comic relief if he was not here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. See, I went back to the lips just out of... I know they're not done. Just out of habit.
I watch a lot of different artists and, to watch their techniques and things like that. And I notice that you do the same thing. And I think it's a healthy thing to do.
What, bounce around?
Yeah, bounce around from part to part. Because I think that if you laser focus on one area, you risk losing the balance of the piece.
Yeah.
And so I see that. Some people are able to do that, like a freaking printer. I don't understand that when people do that.
I could. I choose not to because...
I think that that's counterintuitive. And if you're drawing like that, that's like takes the fun out of it for me. I mean, maybe it's fun for them, but not for me. But...
Let's move this out.
Barrow wants to know, are you putting the portrait in the competition?
If it looks okay.
It looks amazing. This totally needs to go in the competition.
We'll see. Considering I'll be standing there, do I really want people looking at the portrait, looking at me?
When
look at the portrait.
Look at me.
And stuff. No, I'm not talking about the judging. I won't be there for the judging.
Afterwards, we'll get you like one of those fake mustache and glasses, and you can
wear my sunglasses.
You can walk around incognito. Yeah, you can do the movie star thing. We'll get you like a head wrap and the big sunglasses. You can speak in an accent. What do you think of this portrait? I don't know her.
It was bad enough when you did a portrait of me for school. And people... It was very uncomfortable because I couldn't stand near the portrait because everybody was looking at me like, he looks familiar.
And then...
Meanwhile, I'm over on the wall.
And then we met, my professor showed up in Campus Coffee Bean this last year. And she hadn't met Valarie. And I introduced her. And... I said, I don't think you've ever met her before. And she said, no, I just know her from the portrait. And you
I wanted to crawl under the table. Shall I show your baby photos to them in the group?
I don't care.
Do you?
Okay.
Do you really not care? I went too dark there.
I can't back that up.
I didn't think so.
Can I submit your portrait for the for this?
No, I'm doing my portrait.
It's big enough.
No,
What about my portrait? I want
No.
to hang on your wall.
No.
No?
You said you would do a pen and ink using a dip pen.
Okay.
And I told you, I said you could just do the eyes when we do the eyes, do the mouth when we do the mouth. That way you don't feel like it's taking away from...
Now I gotta catch up.
And now you gotta catch up. So whose fault is that?
So here's what I'm gonna do. When we go to Campus Coffee Bean on Sunday, I will take a dip pen and ink.
Lovely, make a mess of it.
And I'll probably make a huge mess, yes. But isn't that what it's all about?
20.
You're so quiet.
Because I'm focused. I'm trying to fix my...
Oh, wait. Greg's got to go.
Well, we got to go too.
Oh, yeah.
Bye, Greg.
Bye, Greg.
All I'm doing is trying to lighten up. I started with 320 sandpaper, and now I'm hitting it with 400. And unfortunately, it's going to burn a little differently now. But I just got that too dark.
Yeah, I'll just catch up to where... So we're doing, what, hair next?
Yeah, I guess next week we'll be doing the hair.
That's going to be like a long thing, though.
I'm not going to... We're not making the hair two-part. We're going to focus on the hair. And then let me back this out so we can see the color better.
As far as you get?
Yeah, I'll get as far as I get.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to do... Because the cheek video, hopefully, Cheek and Nose video will go up tomorrow. I've already got most of the video done. There's just some stuff I need to do. That's still too yellow. I don't want them to think that's the color when it's not the color.
Pretty close to the color.
No, it's too yellow.
You say so.
This is closer to the color right there. There we go. There we go. So yeah, I will pick one area hair. It'll probably be an area hair that is around the face because that's what's going to help define the shape of your face is your hair. So we'll probably look at this area and maybe a little bit of this area where we're doing darks and lighter ones because I know some people have blonde hair, some people have white hair and gray hair. Because my hair is a medium tone in the photo, let me grab this.
Are you going to add color to this?
No, I'm not expecting to add color to this.
You could add like a purple streak.
No, I thought about it, but no, I don't think
Teresa
so.
says, waiting for a new pen, 17SR.
Oh, that would be this one right there. 17SR. Helps if you have it on the camera. Pick my nose with that. Sorry. 17.
What are you doing?
Excuse me. I was just being silly. I was picking my nose with the 17SR. See?
Okay. That'd be weird.
Aww. I'm always weird.
Are we wrapping up then?
Yeah, we're wrapping up. So that's the 17SR that you're waiting on.
Does anybody have any questions?
I was going to say, I don't know that I'm going to do a dark background for me. I think it might be too much.
I think it'd be fine the way it is. I think that in this case, a light background is nice because
my hair is a
your
darker
hair is
tone.
a border there. So
Yeah. Well, I haven't decided if I'm going to go all the way to the edge of the bark or if I'm stopping at the bark line. So, I am not sure. Do we have any questions? What I'm asking again.
Oh, I haven't seen you make questions, but give them a few more seconds.
Let me up the camera down.
Question.
Okay. Question.
Question.
What pen do you envision using for your hair? I think, in general, I will probably be using, what is it? The 18S and possibly the 2B and a bit of the 17SR. If I had to guess right now, that's what I'll be doing. I may actually start the hair, get all the rest of this done, and start the hair just so I have an idea of what pen I'm using, and I'll just leave some other areas not burned so that we could do those on camera. I may do that if I'm not working on Jonathan. I really want him done for the competition, so I've been pushing. to get him done.
Teresa,
I came to Teresa because he's one of the ones that are getting the prints.
Teresa says 17 SR for me. I think it's for hair, right?
Hair, straight lines, coarse fur. You can use the tip of it to burn in small areas that maybe another pin is too big to get into. All of these pins have multiple purposes, and all three of these pins can do hair. So
You have a question from Kirsten Music.
hi,
and
Kirsten.
Live.
She hasn't been burning long, and I'm just wondering, how do you get the shading so smooth? I always end up getting a darker shade in there because I go over it twice. I try to use the lowest heat possible and keep my pen moving very, very quickly. What kind of burner are you using? Because that will make a difference depending on the kind of pins that you're using, whether it's a craft burner or a wire tip. That makes a difference because the two different types of metal heat up differently. And then even within the wire tips, those all burn differently as well. These are my favorites, which are the Optima. In fact, last night, I put all my other burners away. I've been kind of keeping some of them out just because I paid for them, so I kind of felt bad putting them away. So now they're all up there in the balcony watching us. Because
Kind of like the two grumpy guys in the middle.
yes, the two grumpy guys, but there's three grumpy guys up there. Because two of the burners, two of my Optimas are out. So that felt really weird. Be going in small circles quickly and using the heat, the least amount of heat possible. I can go over an area over and over and over again trying to smooth it out. And your pins do make a difference. So I'm just waiting to see what kind of pins Kirsten is using.
She just said it.
There we go. He's using a Peter Brent. Okay, Junior. Those tips. So that tells me you're over in Europe. And I'm going to guess. Yes, you can. Yes, Teresa, you can adjust yours yourself. It's in the instructions on how to do it when you got your burner. There's a hole at the bottom that you use a little screwdriver to adjust. Bryn Peter, so I'm going to guess we're looking at Europe. I guess maybe South America, but I'm going to say Europe.
What about Canada? Do they use it up there?
A lot of Optimas spreading throughout Canada. Razor tip. Bryn Peter is a European model.
Oh.
And those the problem with those tips aren't highly polished. I've actually never used one. I've had friends who've had it.
The Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Netherlands are beautiful.
Yeah.
I've been to the Netherlands several times.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Yep. In fact, that's where one of my friends is at, who has the Bryn Peter, who it shut down on her. That was she's been Cian. Do you remember Cian?
Cyanic?
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
So I'm gonna guess their tips are more like. Let me grab this. I'm gonna fall off my chair.
Don't do that.
Why?
So, why are you doing that?
Ow! I hurt my hip.
Are you okay?
It shifted. Yes, my pillow shifted.
So, yeah, the polishing of the tips is a big deal.
Yes.
And then, like,
Owie.
if you have never seen polished tips before, you might not notice the difference. But the tips on the Optima, like,
Big
can
difference.
you show one of your tips on
I'm
the
going
Optima? Okay,
I'm
so
going to.
it makes a lot of difference to how it glides over the surface.
Now, the pin I'm about to show, the tip may be smaller for the Bryn Peter, but I'm going to guess it looks kind of the same after it's been used color-wise. So this one is a Burnmaster. You see how it's pretty rough. This is an Optima that I've been using for 2 years, so it's not a brand new pin at all. And you can still see a shine, whereas on the Burnmaster you get a dull.
Like initially, just looking at the Burnmaster, it looks shiny, but then when you see the Optima, you can see how shiny it really is.
Yep. Let me see if I can find a brand new one. I may not
She
have.
says, now I'm curious.
Now he's curious. Let me see if I can find one that I haven't used as much, because it's going to have less oxidation. So that one I haven't used as much. That's why when they go dark gray, that's just oxidation. You'll see and feel carbon. It's oxidation.
Yeah,
there we go.
She says kind of similar, yes. Can she polish her own tips?
You can. You need a buffer wheel and aluminum oxide. Whether it's in powder or it can be the green stuff or the white stuff. You just need fine, and you could use a Dremel. You have to be careful because that will reshape the tip. And in reshaping the tip, it'll burn differently. So you have to balance which one you would prefer. So, because, I mean, even this is a razor tip I think I've used one time. And you can still see the difference in polish.
She just asked the question that I just asked. So hopefully she's getting that now. She works at a wood shop.
Oh.
Lucky.
You do. It also depends on the wood, what you're burning on, in order to get a smooth burn.
Oh, and also how you prep the wood, right?
And how you prep the wood. Yep.
I don't even burn. I don't even burn. I know all this stuff.
How you prep the wood, what kind of wood you're burning on, the burner, all of that, how fast you're moving your tip, how high your heat is, all of that affects how smooth.
Do you have a video specifically on prepping the surface?
No, not really.
Oh. That would be a thing then, because I know, like, sanding down to what do you sand down to? 400?
400.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And raising the grain, all that will help make a smoother burn, right?
It depends on the wood. On my basswood, yes, raising the grain made a difference. On my Baltic birch, it doesn't make as much of a difference.
Teresa's gotta go.
Bye, Teresa. You're very welcome, Kirsten. Very welcome. So if we don't have any more questions, don't forget. See, you could have done this. You're right here.
I can't.
You can do
My
this.
arms are folded.
That's not it. That's not
And
it.
it's way over there.
It's right here.
I can't reach it.
Oh, you're silly. Give me a kiss, please.
Huh?
Okay, no tongue, no tongue. Too much PDA.
Hmm?
Don't forget.
I do what I want.
Don't forget that. Come on. Is it running slow? You are awesome. You can do this. You're a pyro artist. Happy burning, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Look
Bye.
for the video tomorrow. And if you're not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Bye. I don't know why I sang that.